Alright, welcome back everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Since this is the first day of our new week and I hope you really enjoy your holiday and have been to many pagoda with your family already. Unfortunately, I haven't been to any pagoda yet this year, so maybe um, during these weekends. Okay, all right, let's move on to our lesson. As you can see on the screen right here, this is the blueprint for lesson, and we are now on the lesson 3, which talk about the hairstyle, right? So the title of the lesson is choosing your own styles. So people have a different hairstyle, mostly women who really like to make her appearance kind of different day and from day to day. So the best way to do that is to change your hairstyles. So in this video, we will explore some of the vocabulary and some culture about the way people think about hairstyles, right? So there are two main objectives that you will get from this video. First, you will learn some common words about hairstyles. Last but not least, you will be able to use if or whether clause, which in our book, this type of sentence, we call it the content clause. Actually, it is a reported question. Okay, so it is how you can report it, the questions into a statement form. So to use if or whether clause. So without any further ado, let's look at the converse. Oh, sorry, it is not the conversation, it's a monologue, right? Monologue, which means it is a short speech by some people. As you can see here on the picture, there are four gentlemen. One of them will present you about the way he adapt his own hairstyles. So this short speech is called monologue, which means he speaks alone, giving the introductions of some things. So without any further ado, everyone, let's listen to what he have to say about the hairstyles, and then we will look at some of the common vocabulary and common hairstyles that he mentioned in his speech. Okay, so let's listen together.
Track 44. At my high school, there were a lot of rules about how students had to look. There were even rules about our hair. We couldn't dye our hair or shave our heads. Boys' hair had to be short and neat, and we couldn't have any facial hair. We all looked so similar. Now I'm in college, and I don't have to follow these rules anymore. I'm letting my hair grow for the first time. It's spiky right now, but I'm going to let it grow to shoulder length. Then I'll wear it in a ponytail. My natural color is red, but I'm going to the hairstylist to dye it a different color. I'd rather not go to a salon, but I don't want to mess it up by doing it myself. I also haven't decided if I want to dye it blue or black. I hope the hairstylist can help me decide. Alec has dyed black hair and a mohawk. His hair is shaved on the sides and stands up straight on top. People sometimes stare at him, but I think it looks cool. Rules are fine for kids, but adults should be creative with their hairstyles. It's a fun way to stand out from the crowd.
Okay, everyone. So in this monologues, there are two brief notes. Which the first one, okay, look here on the top of this passage. This information will give you the meaning of the word salons. Actually, it's quite common in our country. When we talk about salon, it's a place where women go to get makeup, go to wash her hair. So generally, salon refer to a place mostly women go. The other word that you should pay attention to is the hair stylish. Sorry. So hair stylish is referred to the people who work at the salon and specialize in cutting hair, dyes, or make or adjust the hair to a proper way that the customer likes. So those people we call hair stylish. Sorry. Okay, how about for gentlemen when you get to the place where you get your hair cut? So the people who cut your hair, we call them barber, right? So barber shop is the shop that you go to have your haircuts. So when you go to the barber, you go to the haircuts. Okay, so barber. All right. Another important expression, which is stand out from the crowd. So stand out from the crowd, which means you try to be different, to look totally different from the other person. And this word has a has a positive meaning, which means you are creative by your own way and you look different. You have a unique style by your own. Okay. All right, so in this monologue, the speaker mentions Alex. So who is Alex, everyone? As you can see here, we have the word mohawk, which means his hair is straight forward and he shelves on the side of his head. So if you like this hairstyle, right, we can call it a mohawk. Who is William, everyone? Which one among these four people? The one with a spiky hair, right? Spiky hair here, which means his hair is kind of messy, as you can see right here. Okay, so now let's explore some.
Track 44.
Sorry. Okay, now let's explore some the hairstyle that the speaker mentioned. First one, we have ponytail. Okay, so ponytail generally refer to a people who has a very long hair, and it's mostly they pull their hair away from their face. So the hair just gather and clips to save at the back of the head. So we call it ponytail. Okay, and then another one, which is the word bald. If people have bald head, okay, bald head, which means in or on their head there is little or no hair on the head. Okay, so we call bald. Another one is bangs, right? Bangs, it refers to a particular hairstyle that the hair fall over the slap front hairline to cover the forehead, usually just about the eyebrow. So here it's similar to what we call sokse, right, in Khmer. So this bang kind of the hair just fall in front of you. Okay, let's move on to another one, which is the positions or the job of people. We have the word hairdresser and a barber. So actually the word hairdresser here generally refer to the hair stylish, the women who specialize in hair, right? She can change the color, she can cut hair, right? So hairdresser or the hair stylish mostly refer to women's. Okay, so women's, she is a hairdresser, and for hairdresser mostly they serve the women customer. But for men, when you get to the barber shop, you get your barber. So barber mostly men, but women can be a barber as well, but she can only cut a man hair. So people who specialize in cutting men hair, we call them barber. Alright, another important thing which is quite popular practice in our country as well, we call dye hair. So dye hair refer to the act of changing the color of the hair, right? So in Cambodia, mostly people really like kind of brown color, or some people prefer their hair to look like milk, right? So this called dye hair, which means you change the color of your hair. Another hairstyle mostly is referred to men's, very popular, which is short spiky hair. So when you have a short spiky hair, which means your hair is short, and there are layers and finish with holding product to create a spiky texture. So it is kind of messy, right, like here. So we call it spiky hair. Alright, another word which is shoulder length hair, which means you cut your hair to the level of your shoulder, okay, no longer than your shoulder. So we call it shoulder length hair. Another one, which is the last hairstyle, which is perm, right? This one is the short word of permanent hairstyle. So perm refers to a permanent hairstyle, uh, and it is a hairstyle that consisting of style set into the hair. As you can see here, they try to change the shape of the hair, right? So this hair just temporary, it's not permanent, it not last forever. So it's permanent hairstyle. Alright, so here are some practice in your book below the lesson. Okay, if you are able to identify the picture and put the words under the picture correctly, it's very great, which means you have learned about this vocabulary already. Why you should learn all this vocabulary, everyone? Because in case you want to change your hairstyle on YouTube, you want to explore the hairstyles, a lot of hairstyles, you can type all of these words into the search box in YouTube, and you can see a lot of people adjusting their hair accordingly, right? So if you want to do that, I strongly recommend not to, because you are a student, so your hair should be properly and should be addressed the school concern. Is not allowed student to change the color of their hair, which means to dye hair or have a long hair for a boy student, right? Okay, so that's it about the hairstyle. Now let's look at the other lesson, which is if or whether clause that you can use in order to report the questions. Okay, so in this particular question, you can only use to report the yes/no question. Actually, in the reported speech lesson, you have learned to report the statement, but in this particular lesson, you learn to report yes/no question. Okay, so yes/no question can be made into a content clause beginning with if or whether. So they have the form if or whether plus subject plus the verb phrase. Okay, these clause often follow these clause often follow verbs such as know, remember, decide, ask, check, etc. These clause may or may not end with or not. Okay, so you will see why they use the word or not. So question giving two choices with the word or can also be made into if or whether content clause. These clauses do not end with or not. Okay, so let's look at some of the example here. So we have the direct question, which is the yes/no question. So the first one, does he have a perm, which means a permanent hairstyle? So does he have a perm? So you need to report this question, or you need to restate this question in a statement. So here we can't remember if whether she has a perm. Okay, so it has the same meaning here, which means you, for the direct question, you want to know, you want to ask information, but for the statement, you don't want to ask, but you are not sure about this information, whether she has a perm or not. Second one, did he cut his hair? Ask him if or whether he cut his hair or not, right? So you or not here is optional, you can omit it. But these two sentences has the same meaning. Did he cut his hair? And ask him if he cut his hair or not, right? Should I dye my hair blue or black? So this is the question. if you use this statement, you ask direct question. If you just want to make a statement, I haven't decided if or whether I should dye my hair blue or black. Okay? It has the same meaning. Is that a barber shop or a salon? So I don't know if whether there's a barber shop or a salon. If you notice the direct question, it is the question form. But for the statement with a content clause, they reported the question form into a statement. So the subject followed by the verb as if it is the positive sentence, because it is a positive sentence, right? But the meaning here is the question. Okay, very good everyone. So here is another use of the if or whether. Okay, so you can use to express alternative, which is choice. That is why you need to use the word or not, right? So here I don't know whether I will go to the party on Saturday or not. So you have choice. You have an alternative day, for example, Saturday or Sunday. Okay. Another way is used to report a question. So as I mentioned earlier, you can use this structure to report question. So are you going to the parties? And then she asked me if I was going to the party. So in terms of this reporting, you can use if or whether. Okay. So everyone, that's it for the first video lesson. Thank you very much for your paying attention with us. And if you have any question or any confirmation you want to ask for clarification, you can ask your teacher in our online study group, which is the Telegram group, and we are always there to help you. So thank you very much everyone. Enjoy your break now.